Good afternoon to one and all present. I am Shashwat Gupta and I am the designated moderator of this APD and would like to read the motion on the floor, which goes, and I quote, "The House believes that the welfare system should financially reward parents whose children perform well at school." A pretty intriguing topic, and we hope to see an even more intriguing debate. Having said that, let's call upon the Prime Minister to start the proceedings with her speech.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The motion on the floor today is that the House believes that the welfare system should financially reward parents whose children perform well in school. Now, speaking as the Prime Minister on the government side, I believe it is my responsibility to set the context for today's debate by defining a few key terms in the motion. The most important one being welfare.
So, the role of the PM is to set the context of the motion and is the basis on which their entire argument weighs upon, and they should also propose a model if applicable.
That being said, I would like to rest my case. I pass on to the Deputy Prime Minister to further explain our stance.
Hello everyone, I am the leader of opposition and I feel the motion on the floor today is completely ridiculous. In a society where a major part of school-going children come from a financially unstable background,
the role of the leader of the opposition is to set the stance of the opposition on the issue and negate the context set by the PM by finding flaws or stating why the model is inefficient in the first place.
thus the opposition vehemently disagree with this fantastical idea introduced by the government.
Good afternoon to the one and all present here. This is Deputy Prime Minister of the government. Just before this speech, we have heard the speech of Leader of the Opposition, and we can see many irregularities in his speech. But before coming to his speech, I would like to add suggestions that will enhance the government stance. Moreover, I will be elaborating on policies which my PM have already introduced.
The role of the Deputy Prime Minister is to further strengthen the stance set by the Prime Minister by providing proper facts and explanations to the model and the motion.
So, with this, I, the Deputy Prime Minister of the government, rest his case here, and it is a matter of fact when that government will be declared as winner. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Deputy Leader of Opposition. I find the motion on the floor very unrealistic. The amount of funds that the government proposes to spend.
The role of the Deputy Leader of Opposition is similar to that of the Deputy Prime Minister, but it is for the opposition side.
The opposition thus disagrees to the motion introduced by the government. Thank you.
A very warm welcome to all. The Leader of Opposition vehemently stated the arguments that so beautifully fail to justify his own reasons for opposing the motion on the floor.
The government whip has to present rebuttals to the arguments stated by the opposition and has to be careful not to furnish any new arguments from his side.
At last, I would summarize that opposition is just wasting our time and should do the homework properly the next time before debating. Thank you.
Hello everyone, being the opposition whip, it is my responsibility to portray to you the different clashes that we saw in this particular debate and at the same time convincing you how the opposition completely dismantled every point that was raised by the government.
The opposition whip has to present rebuttals to the arguments stated by the government, and like the government whip, he has to be careful not to furnish any new arguments from his side.
Thank you.
The reply speech of the government can be given by either the Prime Minister or the Deputy Prime Minister and has to sum up the debate and its clashes from the government side and stress on the reasons why the government thinks that they have won the debate. The reply speech from the opposition can be given either by the Leader of the Opposition or the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, and it has to sum up the debate from the opposition side and the clashes and stress on the reasons why the opposition thinks have won the debate. So with that reply speech, we come to the end of the Asian Parliamentary Debating session. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and thank you for joining.